Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Hi, Jenny.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you?
Well, I bet old Braun was missing Kyrie last night.
I bet he
Don't
was.
you think?
Because he caught the same thing. Guess what Kyrie came last night, Skip?
Oh.
I had a special on him. I had a special on 2 for 1.
He came.
Hot L's, 2 for 1.
Really?
You get 3 for 1 if you score 50 and lose.
He knocked on the door. You said you got to sit out on the curb.
Now, I let him in.
Did you?
know how hot L's.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You like this? How you like it, Skip? You know, power, you see?
I didn't even notice.
Dark suit,
Yeah.
dark tie, that's power.
Power?
That's a power suit. That's what you call a power suit.
I
Old
call
Wall-
it a boring suit.
That's
He's
it.
calling himself Wall Street
How are you?
Walter, by the way.
Wall Street Walter. They're going down. It's going down, Skip.
From Unk to Wall Street Walter.
Oh,
Well, you got
things
some
have
split
changed.
personalities.
We have plenty to cover today. Shannon, have the Lakers found a way to be unstoppable on offense? And Skip, has Dak Prescott finally figured it out?
No.
Wait,
Is
we're
that
still
where-
asking that
we're
question
still
after
going there?
all this?
Yes. we're
First, guys,
asking.
we're going to start with Kyrie Irving. Brooklyn's new point guard made a huge splash in his Nets debut last night. He set the record for the most points scored in his first game with a new team. Unfortunately, it came in a losing effort. Kyrie missed a shot to take the lead at the end of overtime against, the Timberwolves, and would lose 127 to 126. Shannon, will we see a different Kyrie this season?
I believe we will, at least for a while. Skip, I'm not as confident that this is going to be long term because I thought we were going to see a new Kyrie. Skip, in Cleveland, they're winning titles. They go into the NBA Finals every single year, and he seemed to be unhappy. He found something to be unhappy
You
about.
put an S on titles. I think.
No, I said
Oh.
title, and you were going to finals.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You go to Boston.
Okay.
And you want a new, one of the more storied franchises in all the NBA.
Yep.
You want to be the de facto leader. You're
Yep.
the best player, no question. Yada yada yada. And for some reason, he seemed to fall out of favor because when he first got this, Skip, it was great. Talk about how good, he wanted to be coach and Brad Stevens' system and all these young guys. Everything was great. And then for some reason, it lost its shine. I don't know what the reasons were. Maybe he's just unhappy. Maybe he just wanted to go to Brooklyn. Now he's Brooklyn, they obviously, but he grew up in Jersey.
Yep.
So it's close. He says, this is my hometown team. So I always wanted to play, for this team. It's going to be very, very interesting, Skip, because right now he's the focal point. What's going to be interesting is that when Kevin Durant comes back, Kevin Durant's not coming back this year, but Kevin Durant will be back next year. And then what? Will he find some way to be unhappy? Because I think the thing is, Skip, Kyrie thought that being the best player automatically made you a leader. But no, it's a lot of things. How you talk to people, how you treat people, how you behave in certain situations is what makes you a leader. And so, Skip, offensively, I can only think of one point guard that's more talented offensively that can do it all like he can, as far as handle the ball, get to the rim with either hand, mid-range game, shoot the three, you finally put him on the line, he's going to make somewhere between 85 and 90% of the free throw. That's James Harden. Now, Steph Curry can shoot, but I don't think Steph Curry has the handles and can finish like Kyrie can at the rim. Not saying that Steph Curry is not a great point guard, because he is all-time great. And I'm going to disagree, even though Michael Jordan didn't want to get fined for tampering. Steph Curry is a Hall of Famer.
Well, he just said not yet.
No, but he is. Yeah. But Skip, look, hopefully he's matured. Hopefully he understands, and a lot of times that as you go through life, you learn as you get older, you mature, and you see things that happen in your past, and you say, you know what? I don't want to make those same mistakes again. And the pitfalls that befell me earlier, I'm not going to let that happen again. Skip, I really want to see Kyrie be successful. I really want to see Kyrie take that next step because I really like this young man because there's really nothing not to like about him. Sometimes I think he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and the earth is flat and all these other,
I think he often is the smartest guy in the room.
No, yeah.
Or the deepest guy.
How about this? If he's the only guy in the room, yeah, he's the smartest guy in the room.
I don't know. I think he's really.
But Skip, I like him. Hopefully this is something that can stick and he can be what he needs to be and be that leader. But somehow he always finds a way to find something that's going to make him unhappy, and then he flips. But before I turn it over to you, I am so glad, Kyrie, because I know a guy that had he scored 50 points and he had missed the game winner in overtime, I'd have never heard the end of it. He was a bum. He doesn't have the clutch game. Even though He did everything he possibly could to get them to overtime, and even he didn't hit that last shot, he'd have been up on. I ain't gonna call that guy's name, but if he had done that,
well, I'll call it. Let me call it.
Who are we talking
Game
about?
1 at Oakland. The NBA Finals 2 finals ago. He didn't miss the last shot. He just refused to take the last shot. He didn't have the guts to take it.
There you go. See?
He's got little Steph on him, little 6'3" Steph.
There you go.
And your man LeBron he could rise up. He already had 48 points. He had the hottest hand from outside the paint I've ever seen him have.
Yeah, 49.
In a big 49. Okay, whatever. But he's making shots. And all of a sudden, he's got a chance to rise up and take and make the shot that would start to cement his legacy.
It's already
Clutch gene.
dry.
Yeah. And what does he do? He
Pass
kicks
it
it
to George Hill for a layup.
George Hill?
For a layup.
Oh, come on. Stop it. You're going to put George Hill on the free throw line?
Well, no, I put the ball in his hand and laid the ball up, and Clay did a great job.
You shoot it. If you're that guy, you shoot that shot.
Whatever.
And you're down 1, so you know it is do or die. And he was afraid he would die, and so he said, I'll put the onus on George Hill. You do it. You take those shots.
We talk about Kyrie.
You started it. I finished it.
I didn't say nobody.
Thank you very much.
I didn't say any name.
Who hit the shot of shots in Game 7 that won LeBron a championship in his return to Cleveland? Who hit that shot?
It was the block.
It was this guy. It was Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
and I will admit, I still have much love for Kyrie.
Yep.
I was very disappointed in him last year, and I expressed that many times on the show. But I still believe in Kyrie Irving, and I'm with you. I'm going to go to nobody in this league or in this world could have done what he did last night at only 6 feet 2 inches tall. James is 6'5", and he's kind of a long, rangy 6'5", and he's got more length than you think. And who else you just thought? Steph's 6'3", but I agree with you. Handles, whew. You want to talk about the deepest bag of tricks in the league? He's got it.
Maybe we forgot Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard got handles that can shoot it and can get to the rim too.
Not like this.
No, Kyrie.
Sorry.
Special. Not
Sorry.
Like Kyrie special.
This was Uncle Drew. He went straight Uncle Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Rucker Park.
Woo, did he? And I just sat back and said, well, there's that guy. But I do agree with you, and I will make the point, and we could see it. He slipped on the last shot of overtime. He lost his balance, his footing, and he almost pulled off the shot of shots. If this one goes in, are we having a big conversation about this shot? He had it, basically just a free throw, but he's fallen backwards, and he had lost his balance, and he didn't sort of gather himself enough to
But Skip, in falling, he still gets up between his legs to get the ball to his right hand so he can get the shot off.
Hey, he would have shut down Twitter last night if that shot had gone in.
It'd have been over. It'd have been over. He'd still be trending.
Yeah.
He'd still be trending.
And I do appreciate that Kyrie follows me on Twitter, so maybe I don't have a lot of objectivity.
How do you
here.
even know that? I thought you didn't check those
I
things.
just saw it last night, actually. It popped up because I was looking. I check on when something's trending. Why is it trending? You know, what are people saying about that?
Right.
Okay.
And his little thing came up, and it said he follows.
Okay, we got to keep that in perspective. Now,
I don't know, but here's my point. I don't know why last night happened. He said it happened because of the anniversary of the death of his grandfather. So remember, 1 year ago yesterday, his grandfather departed us, and his grandfather said Kyrie was his whole world. He was his biggest fan, and I am not going to underestimate the impact of the loss of his grandfather. So he said that all last year, basketball became relatively irrelevant to him. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here and a little pass, just a little one, for all those negative quotes that he uttered last year about his teammates and how, I don't owe anybody bleep here in Boston, all that. He says it came from a place of negativity about the world, like he got soured on the world and especially on the game of basketball because of the passing of his grandfather. So he said last night, his quote after the game was, I just had to make a choice to be happy out there tonight because he was afraid that the anniversary date would make it hard for him to play last night, and instead he did it for his grandfather. So again, I don't know what he's feeling because this is a deep dude now. He's like a second, third level thinker. and again, you're talking about Earth is flat and all that, but still, sometimes he overthinks things.
Yes.
And I want to reiterate, I was so disappointed in him last year because he went there to be the alpha, to be the leader,
right.
and he failed.
Right.
He failed as a leader, and then he failed as a player. Because remember,
and as a teammate.
As a team, well, it was a disaster.
It was.
And it was an ugly disaster. And remember, they go to Milwaukee in the first game of that playoff series, and they won it 112-90, and he was sensational.
Right.
Then they lost 4 straight games. And in those 4 losses, he averaged 14 points.